Hey everyone, so today we are going to be doing a Pro Plus tutorial on this card layout. We are just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the drop-down menu, this is the entire code. It is right here, and it is pretty straightforward. You're just going to copy and paste it. And then everything here is what you will customize. So where it says homepage, likes, tunes, find me, those are the names of the sections, what it shows, the text that shows when you click on the drop-down menu. So feel free to change that and just make sure that whatever the option value is, so hashtag home, hashtag 1, hashtag 2, hashtag 3, matches the actual section breaks here, which we will make later. They need to have the same name or they will not lead to the correct sections. Okay, so now for the spinning image, the code is also in the pasty bin, which will be linked in the description. This one, again, pretty straightforward. You are going to upload whatever PNG image you want to use to Dropbox, and then copy and paste the link here. And at the very end, you're going to add .png and change www to DL. This is how your link should look. And then similarly, we are also going to be using Dropbox for the music player, which I will include a link in the description to a video that explains the Dropbox method and how to use music players a little bit better if you are curious. But you're just going to copy and paste the code, and one thing you do need to do is uncheck this box right here at the end, and then this is where you would put the song link, www to DL, and instead of .png, you are adding .mp3 at the end. And the only other thing you might really want to customize with the music player is the color of the actual play button. It is white currently, but if your image is white, it might not show up, so you could change it to black or any other color that you would like. The marquee text is pretty straightforward as well. Obviously, you need to have the credits somewhere in the cover, so I wouldn't necessarily change any of the texts. And then for the animations, there is one important step you need to do for that. And that is going to be copy the 4 element IDs that you have for the 4 info containers, as those are the ones with the animation. So like here we see that this is container 10, so container 10 would be one of them. And I just didn't include that in the code because it is different depending on what order you made the elements in for your card. And now for the codes, I will quickly explain what each of them does. A lot of these are mostly for aesthetic purposes, so they are in no way necessary for the card. But basically, first we have the fonts here, we have the selection, which is what shows up when you highlight, so you can change the color of the text as well as the background if you would like. Then the scroll bar code, and then the little message that pops up when you first open the card. You can change what that says, although I would please put the credits in there somewhere. And then as well as the cursor, you can see I have a really fun cursor, and I'll leave a link in the description to this site. Basically, you just choose the cursor you want, and then you copy and paste option 1 somewhere into this embed or its own embed or whatever you would like. And make sure that it starts with style type and ends with /style. There is a little bit of extra stuff, like right here where it says a herif, and then it keeps going. I would delete all of that stuff. And then at the very bottom is the code that prevents people from right-clicking on your card to see the source code. Okay, really quickly, I did make one mistake. The divider height is supposed to be 18. I believe I put it in as 20, but if you're following the Google Doc, then you didn't have that problem. And then similarly, I did change the positioning of this from 10.7 to 12.7. Please just change it back to 10.7. I fixed it in the Google Doc. That was my mistake. Alrighty, and here's roughly what your final result should look like. I did play around with the letter spacing a little bit for the message, so it does look somewhat different from the original card. But yeah, this is a super awesome layout. Big shout out to VO Card Corp. Please go check them out. And as usual, let me know if you have any questions. All my socials are linked below in the description. And yeah, as usual, I will of course see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.